So a lot to unpack here, but I think the big question is, could a hack like this one on Microsoft or the SolarWinds hack, could that cause the market to crash or do something else to unpin the markets?
They're big hacks. They're hacks by incredibly well-resourced cyber actors, and coming so close together, both being brazen in a way. I think they're significant, but so far, and you see it today in the rebounding, we're managing it. The cybersecurity community rallies pretty quickly. We're getting better at sharing information. But Brian is exactly right. This one is huge because it's so indiscriminate and so many people businesses use that Microsoft Exchange. So it's big, but it feels like we're able to rally our security resources to help companies respond.
So you're saying this one is big, but we all thought the SolarWinds hack was big. How do the two compare?
Yeah, they're a little bit different. The SolarWinds hack seems to have been targeted on a specific target set, government institutions, and they did their research. They knew who used their products, and so it seems to have been specific. This one is much more general. Microsoft Exchange is widely used by all sorts of companies, and it's almost as though the attack is going after a broad swath of targets, almost going into emails and saying, well, what can we find? In other words, I'm going to get in and find the target rather than the SolarWinds was more targeted, it seems.
Sue, I know we try and play defense in these situations, but I have to assume that the United States is playing some sort of offense as well.
We do. We've got a great offensive game, but where we differ, and this is, I think, really an interesting conversation for the Biden administration and friends and allies and partners to have, is there is a difference in terms of how indiscriminate, how widespread the economic impact this is causing, and how many, for want of a better term, civilian entities are being affected and what it's doing. So, yes, we've got a good offensive game, but it is a different mindset than we're seeing in these actors in terms of just how wide they are and how it seems that unconcerned about unintended casualties.
So we know this is huge and the ramifications of it are still being understood. But how can companies respond, at least in the near term? Is this a situation where people need to ramp up their CapEx spending on IT hardware, or do you need to bring in a larger IT staff to address this, or is it some combination of the two?
I think it's a combination of the two. So right now, what everyone's doing is they're looking at their own environment and seeing whether they've got the affected systems and then working hard to patch them. And luckily, the patches are out there. But patching is only the beginning of the problem. I think they have to double down in terms of understanding their environment, making sure that they are serious about the kinds of security you need, zero trust systems, multi-factor authentication, might want to bring in some cyber expertise, but they're also going to have to invest in their own talent, because the truth is, and what is so problematic about this latest one is, it's in individual companies and individual servers, not those connected to the cloud. So if you don't see it, it's hard to be seen by any sort of company. So a combination: invest in your infrastructure, bring some expertise in, and for yourself, hire talent that can really understand your network.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.